Let's also take a look at what is happening with the operations at Gold One Mine out in Springs. Still halted, that's the operation, still not underway following a series of labour disputes. There's two issues here. The National Union of Mineworkers, or NUM, they're going to be meeting with mine management to try and map a way forward. The union has told its members not to go back to work, don't go back to the coalface until all the issues are resolved. It seems the same for the AMCU members. For the moment, though, I want to get a sense from the National Union of Mineworkers. Spokesperson Olehile Kgware with us this morning. Olehile, good morning to you. Just give me a status of what is happening at the mine with your members at the moment. Have they gone back to work, or are they holding off until you meet with management?
Like you rightfully said, let me first say good morning to you and your viewers. Thank you for the invite. And yes, our members are not at work, like you rightfully said, pending the meeting we have with management of Gold One to try and ascertain their safety and make sure that when they go underground will not experience the same traumatic incident again.
When I understand that NUM is going to be meeting with mine management, what's the expectation there? Because mine management have been rather quiet on the issue. It's really only NUM and AMCU that have been commenting. What's the expectation when you meet with the mine management?
Look, exactly what I said. We are mindful that the mine management doesn't want to take full responsibility in this incident. So that's what we want to start inculcating, that they must, start taking full responsibility. And look, what happened is very sad. It's very sad, such that we feel that, 563 employees were kept under. As we speak now, three of them are in hospital. So what happened is inhuman, it's against humanity, it's against all laws of our country. And whomever responsible, in our view, must be held accountable. It can't be that we allow lawlessness in our premises as management and we do nothing. So that's the first point. And going forward, making sure that all employees are safe at Gold One.
Help me understand, if this is seemingly a representation issue between NUM and AMCU, why are you calling for the mine management to take full responsibility in this case? Surely some of the responsibility sits between NUM and AMCU and the management. Why full responsibility by the mine management? Help me understand.
We are on the floor. We are ready to engage and assist management where a need arises for us to take part in any form of activity to make sure that we harmonize the working relations at Gold One. However, the full responsibility of any employee in the working environment lies with the employer, and that is the prescribed and dictates of the law. So that's basically where we are at. The company has got responsibility in its premises. Even if we're to do anything and want to ascertain safety of our members, we don't have right and access, in the premises. So that's why the company has got to play that particular role, because they've got ownership of the mine and they've got legal obligation to make sure that their working environment is safe and it's just for all to be there.
Did you as NUM or the mine management have any indication this was going to happen? I'll tell you why I ask. There is now a concern that we could see a similar situation in the coming days, that NUM or the gold mine management know there was going to be this sit-in, which is then claimed to be a hostage situation. Were there warning signs?
Now, look, we knew that AMCU was trying to, or was recruiting at Gold One. However, we thought, we are in a very democratic dispensation in the country, in the working space, that as a trade union, they will be guided by principle of democracy and law, and be guided by the law of our country, that there are ways of doing things. Now, for them to be opportunistic, and it's a trend, I must say, that AMCU, every time where it wants to go and get members, it must intimidate and instill fear, and it must come in with anarchy and disorder. and it is in their character as an organization, is the organizational culture, then we are really, really disappointed on that. We thought, there's an element of growth in that organization, that they would be able to know that they must do things properly.
What's
So they're very
properly?
opportunistic.
What should they have done? Help me understand, Olehile. What should they have done?
If you want organizational rights, because NUM has been an organization in that space, enjoy majority. It is still enjoying majority. Now, if AMCO wants to come in the space and recruit and have organizational rights, there are civil ways of doing it. And those ways do not include inhuman character of keeping people underground. Look, we can make an example. What could have happened if we could have lost the 3 or more? Their lives will be in the hands of AMCO, and of course, they would be liable for that. But I'm saying for now, the law must take its course of the insiders and people who kept people underground. If we don't do it, it will happen in another mine that people are kept underground on the basis of org rights. Organizational rights are regulated within our laws. Labor Law Relations Act talks to that as well, our LRA. So why must people fight?
I understand that charges of kidnapping have been opened as well. What I don't have is the clarity, Olehile, who opened those charges of kidnapping. Do you know?
Now, look, individuals would move, but organization NUM also has got responsibility, and that is our posture, that everybody who's responsible, who did anything illegal towards our members, must be accountable. The law must take its course. We really want to make sure that we will push to the end of this and make sure that the law takes its course.
Yeah.
We are a very democratic organization in a democratic society, and we believe that such must be respected.
So did NUM lay the charges of kidnapping? Did NUM lay the charges of kidnapping?
Now, look, we are working on formulating all forms of response to this, and that will include, of course, the legal charges.
And those charges could include kidnapping?
Anything that is illegal that happened, whomever did anything illegal must account for such.
Let me ask you this in closing. So the meeting that NUM going to have with the mining management, is NUM willing to meet with AMCU to find a middle ground? Are you willing to meet directly?
Look, we have always been willing to engage anybody who's got respect for the law, who's disciplined and so on. So, like I said, we are disappointed on the posture AMCO is taking on this particular matter. We are very much disappointed. We thought we have grown past that. We thought we're at the other stage where they will be able to act in a responsible and respectful manner. The disrespect of AMCO towards NUM and its members has demonstrated that they are not people that you can rely on. So it's quite worrisome that how do you sit with a group of gangs that are irresponsible?
Just to confirm, the meeting between yourself, NUM, and the mine management, that's still going ahead today. Can you tell me what time?
Yes, we will continue. Actually, as we speak, processes and comrades are assembling to make sure that the meeting continues. So we will have that meeting, of course. And like I said, sitting with anarchists in a meeting is also quite worrisome. Thugs and people who want to bulldoze and threaten people into joining an organization. People join organizations voluntarily. You don't need to scare them. You don't need to have killings for people to join your organization. You don't need to have people, threatened for you to grow the organization or have your organizational rights.
Well, for the moment, while we wait to hear the outcomes of the meeting between NUM and the mine management, AMCU clearly not going to be, according to NUM, in that meeting. My thanks to Olehile Kgware from the National Union of Mineworkers. Let's be very clear, we're talking about 3 parties involved in this. That is just one view. We will get, I'm sure, in the day, the view of AMCU on this. That was the NUM, the National Union of Mineworkers. They're going to be meeting with the mine management. Of course, there is another side to the story, that of AMCU and the mining management, and hopefully beyond that will be NUM and AMCU possibly talking. But as you can hear, the words being used by Olehile, anarchists, gangs, thugs. So right now, that communication line does not seem to be the most positive at all. We'll watch that for you here on Newslink.